Hello again, everyone. This is me, Chinatsu. I haven't had this personal chit-chat, life update, sesh, whatever you call it, for a while. So I was like, okay, let's sit around the fire and you listen to my life story. I don't know if you enjoy it, but I'm going to host that. Anyhow, as the title says so, it's about friendship, and I tell you, it's quite personal. Well, actually, before we dive in, I've got two things to inform you guys. Number one, obviously, I'm not making this video to accuse that person online, which makes everything worse. That's not my intention. I'm not going to explain what happened or I'm going to call the person they in this video. Oh, they did this to me, they didn't do this or whatever. No. And also, I know other friends are watching this video, and some of them might be surprised to hear this story. And some of you guys might be thinking oh, Chinatsu, you don't have to do this. You don't have to talk about it. I mean, something's personal in your video, and I totally get that. Usually I'm a person who wakes up and then, 5 minutes after waking up, I'm like, what's waiting for me? I'm quite happy and healthy, I believe. However, in the last couple of months, I was not functioning at all. It was one of the most difficult times in the last 5 or 6 years, I would say. When I go through something, usually something not fun, I usually grab something and bounce back, which is aka life lesson, and sharing that in my videos is actually my passion. I know it might sound a bit funny, but it even feels like my purpose as well. So my intention is not exposing my friends online. I don't want to do it. And the second thing is, I've got a friend from South America. She studied psychology back in her country. I was talking about relationship. I tell you guys, I'm not a girl who is in a perfect, flowers and puppies and walking in the park and I don't know, but not in a perfect relationship. Sometimes I get annoyed by my partner. Sometimes I want to be just by myself and fly to Japan and start a new life or something like that. I was just talking about random relationship stuff, complaints about my partner, basically. And my friend said that, look, I don't want to give you professional advice here because there's one thing right. And if they are two people involved, they talk a completely different story because each person has got their own perspective. Oh, I did this for my partner and they didn't do it to me. The other person says oh, they didn't do it to me. So what I'm trying to say is, if there are two people, when it comes to interpersonal relationship, there's one thing here, but people see that thing differently. So in the end, I think nobody is right, nobody is wrong, because we are all doing our best with what we have got. So in this video, I know you guys are very nice to me, but I'm not asking your approval, hey, Chinatsu, you are right, you are a nice person, and your friend must have been villain or must have been evil or something. I appreciate your support, but in the end, we all believe we are right, but it's not true. It might not be true. So anyhow, okay, it was a really long intro, but I just wanted to let you guys know that. So, as I said before, I'm not going to explain what exactly happened between me and my friend. I actually I hoped things will sort of fade away between us. I actually wanted to ghost that person, but I just thought it was not the best idea, so I decided to let them know by message. And then I tell you, I hope you guys don't have to go through this because it's a torture. Actually, I was thinking about it for a while, but obviously I had not done it in my life. This is my first time to kind of cut off friendship So I didn't know how to do it. I still don't know actually what was the best way to deal with that, but I kind of had to. It's funny, like when you break up with someone, like when you decide to break up with that person, you just go like, oh, I can't be with this person, right? But after breakup, you start thinking about all the good things and fun memories, and you start thinking like, oh, actually that person was not so bad. And it happened to me as well. And I also felt like guilt, I don't know, shame even. I feel bad for probably not being a good friend for them as well. But after writing that message, I felt like probably it was right. Now, I don't know about you guys, but probably some of you guys have a similar experience, and probably you are in that kind of situation. I don't know, but in this video, I would like to talk about change in friendship or change in general. It's completely separate from what happened to me. So change, hey. Probably some of you guys ended your friendship because of some change in your life. Like it can be marriage, it can be having kids, it can be moving overseas. We all go through change, and I feel like change is quite huge in this generation as well. Some lady was talking about like it might get more difficult like in the future to maintain a relationship or like essentially marriage because people change. Why people change? Because the world changes like faster than ever. You can read some articles and you can change about the life values like in 5 seconds. You can expose yourself to different ideas and you can actually change, right? When you talk about change, usually it happens in here. You change, right? And the other person changes as well. So you guys might go to the different direction someday, like, but it can't be helped because that's what it is. So yeah, apparently it's quite difficult to maintain like friendship or a relationship because again there is change, and change could happen like in a boom, a second. And then I started thinking like we also don't want to say like, hey, change happens, you know, people change and I change, so we can't be with our friends forever. We cannot blame everything on change, don't you think? And now I want to talk about something, related to change, like something I have learned in the last couple of years. When I think about change, I also think about my best friend in Japan. We've been friends since university, and she was always supportive. Like she was 100%. Like no matter how I change, no matter where I move, she was always like, "Wow, that's cool. I'm happy for you." And then I started thinking like, okay, why can't she be so chill with my change? And then actually I realized, oh, she's actually chill with her own change. She's happy with herself so much. That's why, in a good way, where I live and what I do, or like where I move next time, or who I'm with, it's not her business. Like in a good way. So she doesn't bother. Probably the wisdom we need might be love yourself, you know, accept yourself. However, we all know how difficult it is to put that into practice. And then I started thinking about myself, like, okay, am I supportive of how people change? I think many of us cannot be happy with the change in our friends. They've got a new family, they moved, or they've got a new job, they started wearing like a different clothes and stuff. And in many cases, it's not like what they did or like how they changed. Usually we have some bitter, like weird feeling towards that matter. For example, about having kids or like getting married. It's not like we are not happy with like, you know, oh, they're married or having a new kid. No, but usually we have a little bit of like negative, experience, or like we are ashamed of like what we don't have or something, right? It's not about them, but usually it starts from us. It sounds a bit too straightforward, but I didn't like people wearing like colors. They look too much. Why are they dressing like that? So I couldn't accept people who express themselves in clothes, right? And then I started realizing like, oh, it's because I also didn't let myself express myself in clothes. Because actually I've got a bad memory when it comes to clothes. Like when I was a kid, well, first of all, I'm not accusing my mom in this video, but my mother did not want me to wear girly clothes, for example, dress or skirt or pink or whatever. She used to tell me like, oh, who do you think you are? Do you think you are a princess, kind of thing? So I couldn't wear something pretty. So I was wearing like khaki, black and white or emo clothes. So probably it started from there. So I was not able to let myself do that. That's why I had a bitter feeling towards people. So I was jealous, yeah. And I think the same thing can be said, like when you are not accepting who you are, that feeling and it gets reflected on other people as well. Okay, so what about change, right? Well, in many cases, we are not happy with the change in us as well. And you might think like, oh, what do you mean? Like, I want to change my life. I want to get a new job for a change. And I'm happy if I change better. However, we are scared of becoming who we are, which is essentially change. Does it make sense? For example, I don't know about you guys, but I know you guys are learning English. So I use this example. Have you ever wished to be able to talk like this, using hands and face expressions and smiles and eyes and stuff, which is probably a big no-no in Japan. Like we are more like low-key when we talk, right? However, did you want to be someone like in Disney Channel? And you might say like, yeah, I want to, but it's also not me as well. But why you don't want to talk like that? It might be your real you. This is something you want to do, but you don't want to support that because again, you're scared. You don't want yourself to change. Real you, or this is something like, it doesn't have to be you, but this is something like you want to try, but you're stopping yourself from what you want to do, which is essentially actually a change. Let's say a woman in 60s and the lady is wearing like pink or red or whatever, any bright color, and then you see the person and you go like, wow, that's too much. She's not supposed to wear like that. And in many cases, you might actually want to dress like that, and it might be real you, but you go like, I'm living in a countryside. If I wear like that, people talk about me, right? Which is really true. Then there's actually you who you want to be, but you don't want to change. You think like now, like this you think like this is you, but actually there's so many things that you actually want to try and you want to change, but you don't want to change because you're scared. And also you're scared of what other people think. So you want to get close to who you really are, but you don't want to be because you're scared, which is essentially you're scared of your own change. So I hope it all made sense. But what I'm trying to say is sometimes we all have to be our biggest, like loudest cheerleader for ourselves. And we should let ourselves do whatever we want to do. But we always come up with all the reasons and excuses and then, oh, I can't do it. However, actually, it's possible. Like nobody is asking you to stay the same. You can be who you are, which is again essentially change. And when you can support your change, I think it's gonna get easier to accept other people's change as well, which is like a win-win situation, isn't it? What I have to work on is me. I'm trying to accept everything about myself, and I know it sounds a bit cringy, but I really want to get close to who I really am, and I also want to accept who my friends are as well. thank you for watching this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know by clicking the like button. And if you've got any questions, comments, please let me know. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you're more than welcome to as well. Alright, I see you in the next video soon.